Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E. Nation for a very special spirits review of Courvoisier 21-year aged Grand Champagne Cognac. I am the elated and excited Phil K.O.E., joined by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only.
Normally, the blend master, Tony G, like, share, subscribe, but I don't think I'm going to be doing any blending with this because this is one of those, oh gosh, why? Why would you do it? Why would you do it?
Yeah, and interesting, lovely box, and it comes with this nice little booklet on the inside here, which is in two languages, English and French. This is the English side.
That is a really nice box.
I'll let you get oriented to the book here. Well, I read here just a couple things. Cognac Grand Champagne. Master Blender Patrice Pignette. Oh my goodness. So I will let Tony get started while I pour this amazing Courvoisier Cognac, which Courvoisier, for those who don't know, that's the first page there.
Okay.
For those who don't know, Courvoisier was the cognac, according to legend, when Napoleon had lost Waterloo and he was sent to exile. He took with him 500 bottles of cognac, and legend has it that it was Courvoisier. And so to this day, it even says right here, Le Cognac de Napoléon, which means in French, the cognac of Napoleon. And as you can see, I have thoroughly enjoyed some of this bottle.
Of this bottle?
Most of this was me and my father on Christmas. Not Christmas Eve, but Christmas evening. My father and I just really got into this, and we're discussing life, truth, and all those wonderful things. And I think that's a really good occasion to use something like this. So I have had it before. Tony here hasn't.
At Courvoisier's Master Blender, it's my passion to provide cognac drinkers the most pleasurable experience. That's why I've created the Courvoisier Connoisseur Collection, an exclusive line of cognacs created specifically for enthusiasts looking to explore different tastes and enjoy the kind of craftsmanship that only comes from over 2 centuries of experience. This exclusive line of cognacs delivers unique flavors due to our absolute command of certain variables such as grape, barrel, harvest, and age. The distinct taste profiles we uncover speak to those passionate individuals who relish discovery and have a more discerning eye for the subtleties of cognac. I'm very proud to present one of our finest creations, Courvoisier 21 Grand Champagne. 21 years of care brings us to the perfect moment in the life of a Grand Champagne. Eau de vie, water of life, when age and crew combine to create something spectacular. We've aged Grand Champagne Cru in hand-selected fine-grain oak barrels for over 2 decades, culminating in a spirit rich with notes of smooth spices, hazelnut, and dried fruits such as apricot, figs, slowly giving way to subtle notes of leather and tobacco. At 21 years, the Grand Champagne Cru develops the taste of candied orange and gingerbread that linger on your palate with a smooth finish and exquisite depth. To bring out the full richness and our aromatic style, I encourage you to savor Courvoisier 21 alongside delicate macaroons, orange cakes, or even nice creme brulee.
And then there's also like this little thing where you write down any time that you've had this cognac with other folks. I don't think I'm gonna probably do that.
I would keep the book pure.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave the book as is. It's just a nice, like, even when the bottle is gone, yes, this is gonna be a nice little memento to keep up on the shelf that yes, I did have some Courvoisier 21, because not an easy bottle to find.
Can't imagine.
I can't even find a bottle for sale on the internet. So when I stumbled on this thing, I was taken back. But yeah, like, I know they had different smells, but the first thing that hit me was kind of like a fruity raspberry.
Well, actually, that's funny because I was thinking more of a berry. I took a sniff the first time you poured it, and now I'm coming back to it after it's had a a couple of minutes to breathe, and I'm still getting that berry, but it's a different berry. Like, you're right, probably raspberry before, but now...
Like some berry you've never had?
Yeah, more like an exotic berry, if you will.
Or just, some European or
Just more of the intricate flavors have enveloped the main attraction on the fruit scale. I don't know, it's interesting because you get a candied fruit.
Now, my good friend Tony here, I don't know if now cognac, you hold it in your hand like this so that...
I am used to a Glencairn.
Yes, so that the warmth of your hand actually brings more aromas up. It's so strange because the world of spirits are so confusing, because here's the copita nosing glass, which you have this stem so that your hand does not warm the whiskey.
Exactly.
But on cognac, I don't know why. Well, actually, I do. It brings the aromas up, but it's so strange that two spirits have two different rules. But yeah, now you see what I mean? As it warms it, a couple more. Like when it's still cool, it's all just raspberries and lovely, which there's nothing wrong with that. But as it gets warm,
a lot more sweetness now. Definite honey note now.
Yep, and you're starting to remember this does come from a grape.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But now, goodness. Courvoisier is one of my favorite cognacs. The batch that came out in the Toast of Paris VSOP was one of my favorites of all time. Now, they say that's just regular VSOP, but I looked it up. Cognac, kind of like everything, can be kind of batchy. And that particular batch, they were really proud of. And so if I ever find that again, I'm grabbing it up. But this was a good batch. I don't know how else to put it, T.
Smells amazing.
So,
yeah, wow.
5-star nose, really.
Yeah, this is just delightful on every inkling. I can't find anything wrong with the nose. It's inviting, it doesn't burn. Every time I smell it, it's fruity, it's sweet, in a new and exciting way. Like, this is an amazing nose exploration.
Well, T, let's give it...
Yeah, I'm ready. Delicate. Very light, but oh my goodness, the fruit palette comes in.
It is a bouquet of fruitiness.
Wow. That finish. A little floral, but then the grape finish. I don't know.
Like a thick molassesy feel.
But it while it feels thick, it's clearly very thin on the throat. It doesn't coat your throat.
Doesn't burn.
No.
It doesn't I mean, it warms you on a cold evening, but it's not overbearing, if you will.
Oh my. Wow.
So, goodness gracious, we're going to have to grade this on a few scales here, T.
Okay, I'll try.
As cognac, which is just putting it up against like Hennessy's and other cognacs.
Sure.
Kind of like what we do with Scotch.
Fair.
As a brandy, so that's a pretty wide world of sports. Brandy can be made under anywhere in God's green earth. There's American brandies, there's Spanish brandies. I hear there's even brandies coming out of Asia now. So you can make brandy anywhere. Then we're going to grade it as a cask-aged spirit, because this was aged for 21 years in a cask.
Okay.
Then shelving, and then the secret fifth question for those new to the show. So, Tony, as a cognac.
That's 5. That's a 5-star cognac. I don't have a ton of experience, but I can't really imagine many other cognacs being better than this. This feels like this is what cognac should achieve. So 5.
I'm not going to disagree.
There you go.
Because, again, cognac, you can only make it in Cognac, France, and so the competition is very stiff, and a lot of, like, even Remy Martin, these are all well-known names, worldwide distribution, but it's an area the size of maybe a few counties here in our state, so it's a very stiff competition. Now, as a brandy, that goes all over the place. It's really good brandies from Spain, from Italy, Germany, England. There's America. Okay. And we've all had, and that includes like apple brandy, peach brandy, apricot, what have you. Okay. What would you rate this as a brandy?
I'm going to go 4.5 because I feel like while this is very much a 5-star, before, on a brandy, I'm going to go 4.5 because I feel like while this is incredible, there probably is another pinnacle on this scale that it does come just shy on.
I'm going to go 4.75 for a lot of the same reason. Okay. That, there's probably an Armagnac from which we're going to have to get into that because Cognac is known for its smoothness. Armagnac is kind of known for like a lot more rich flavors, but a bit more bite. So we'll see how they compare to each other, but I imagine maybe there's an Armagnac out there that might be just the tiniest bit better. Maybe I haven't stumbled across it.
You're hoping.
Yes, I can hope. I can dream. Now, granted, if this is the peak, I mean,
you do a lot worse.
I guess I'm looking for this now. Actually, weirdly enough, in my FDR birthday video, turns out Winston Churchill, when he would come here to the United States, he would ask for 90-year-old brandy, 90-year-old cognac, and he'd get it. And he said the 4 keys to life, and this is actually pretty good: hot baths, cold champagne, new peas, and old brandy. Those were his 4 keys to life, and I can't really begrudge the man. So, so he had quite expensive tastes, but, is what it is. This is amazing. I'm giving it 4.75 just because I think, and I've also heard when I was listening to a talk from Richard Patterson, he said some of his favorite brandies come from Spain. So I'm thinking maybe there's something there that I'm not aware of. But folks, Courvoisier is a well-known house. Okay, these people know what they're doing. This is amazing. We're talking maybe in the theoretical, there's a better brandy out there somewhere. We haven't found it yet, but we have hope. But if not, this is really good. As a cask-aged spirit, this is now putting it up against rums, some reposado tequilas, the world of whiskey, Scotch, bourbon, what have you. It's a much wider world. What would you rate this?
I'll go 4.75. It's 21 years, it's complex, it's sweet, it's smooth, it has an amazing aroma, its presentation is top shelf, it's a whole, just the
tiniest
legacy.
Bit of like a minty spice.
Which I love both of those.
Like this is one that I have done this before, where I'll pour a little more than my usual amount for an evening, which to me, 1 ounce of cognac is kind of my go-to-bed serum. Like there's a reason cognac's a really good end-of-night drink. Okay. It's been used by that for people for hundreds of years, but I'll drink a bit of this down, and then I'll just leave it set. I'll go do something around the house, and I'll come back to it. And this is a spirit where the bouquet always changes. It's giving you something new. You've always got something to explore. And so I'm going to agree with you, 4.75 as a cask-aged spirit.
Like I feel there's layers here that I'm not even remotely touching, just based on how long it's had the chance to sit
like
here.
That, and you've got a very highly tuned whiskey palate. Your cognac palate, I'm sorry I spoiled you.
Yeah, I was
saying. Like you're gonna try Hennessy VSOP, you're like, it's all right.
But no, it's very minimal, and it's kind of hard to go back from this. No, I think you're right. There's a lot here. I can see why this would open up the longer it sits. Like I had you try some different scotches I've had, and I specifically had a night where I had a 16-year-old Irish Bushmill 16. I let that sit for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. Came back to it. Balvenie 15 Sherry Cask. Came back to it after 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. And it does open up so differently. But this, I can tell there's definitely more layers there. So I think 4.75 is definitely fair. I could easily go high.
Now, in terms of shelving, Tony, this is really not much of a... In fact, this isn't even going in on my top shelf. This is going into my Winston Churchill Inglorious Bastard Best of Best Liquor Globe, which I will get a picture of that sometime when, I gotta find a place to put a couple of my interesting collectibles there, but we'll get to that another day, folks. But, oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
so,
this is top shelf.
Now, Tony, I paid $188 USD for this. Not a cheap dram.
No, it's not. But, given the age statement, and it is coming under $200, which...
And considering I'd only heard about it on the internet, and I never thought I'd ever see one.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's
There it
hard.
is.
It's hard to turn away something you come across. Gosh, I'd love to have that someday, and then you find it within the price range that you're not ready to max out, but you're like, oh, it's right there on the edge. Yeah, I gotta have it.
Yeah.
Got to have it.
Yep. So I sprang on it, and again, I waited till a good occasion. I just opened it up on Christmas evening. My father and I had about to here, and I've had a couple of drams myself along the way, and we've had a few here this evening. As you can see, it is thoroughly enjoyed. It's one of my favorite cognacs, and if you caught the K.O.E. Nation Year in Review of 2020, this one got in under the wire just because I had it on Christmas, and this was named the Cognac of the Year and the Cognac of Extreme. So this is the cognac every other one now has to be. This is the brandy every other one now has to be. So I don't know if I can give this any higher praise, and yes, if I could ever find a bottle for under $200, I'm probably gonna spring on it. And
I'd be hard pressed not to.
I hate to admit I'd probably make $220.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to admit I might be a bit flexible on that one just because it's that good. I'll be honest, $10 for every year it's been aged is fair. Anything over that, I'm getting a little...
That's okay. Yeah.
Like, for any scotch, if you're paying at least $10 for each year it's been aged, that's fair. I think that's more than fair. But... No, don't give me any ideas about the 15 years and 12 years, okay? But once you get over a certain amount, that's actually fair.
Yeah.
But oh Lord.
No, this is marvelous.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I don't know what else to say about this other than the fact that we're gushing over it because it's the best cognac I've ever had. It tops every other cognac I've ever had. And I love cognac. Like, before I ever got into whiskey, I was kind of a cognac snob. Like, that was my...
I can see why.
I don't know why. I mean, I'm just a master of sartorial resplendency here, so it just goes with, doesn't it? It just matches, folks. It looks good on me. But, Tony, I think we better wrap this up before we just find more excuses to gush over this. So, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for our review of Courvoisier 21-year aged Grand Champagne Cognac. I am the elated, excited, and I'm going to enjoy every drop of this dram. Phil K.O.E. signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner over here. I'll let you take him away while I get a little deeper into this.
Fair enough. This was amazing. Cognac is absolutely beautiful, and I can see why one would gush over this. Lovely stuff. Thank you for joining us.